ओम 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 सहना भवतु। सहनौ भुनक्तु। सह वीर्यं करवावहै। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे। कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी। विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं। नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणं निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वातिककारमन्यात् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Read 59th श्लोक, पेज नंबर 257। यथा मायामयात् बीजात् जायते तन्मयोऽङ्कुरः नासौ नित्यो न चोच्छेदि तद्वद्धर्मेषु योजना। यथा मायामयात् बीजात् जायते तन्मयोऽङ्कुरः नासौ नित्यो न चोच्छेदि तद्वद्धर्मेषु योजना। 60th hospital read। नाजेषु सर्वधर्मेषु शाश्वता शाश्वताभिधा यत्र वर्णा न वर्तन्ते विवेकस्तत्र नोच्यते। नाजेषु सर्वधर्मेषु शाश्वता शाश्वताभिधा यत्र वर्णा न वर्तन्ते विवेकस्तत्र नोच्यते। The whole संसार is made up of hetu and phala, cause and effect. The whole sansar, whatever object you take, you will find a cause to it. And the cause is the effect of another effect of its own effect. So they are not born from themselves or anything. The causes are not born from themselves, or they are not born from anything. So remember, it is not born from Sat also, it is not born from Asat also. It is not, this Asat is not born from Asat. Asat is not born from Asat. So we had taken those four things also. So as Atma is what? Atma is Ajam, Ekam, Nirvikalpam. So there nothing can come out of that Atma. Nothing can come out of that Atma. So Atma cannot be the cause of Hetu and Phala. And that is why here they are trying to prove that nothing has come out. See page number 252. Ajam ekam atma tattvam iti sthitam. These are the first line of Bhashya of 53rd Shlok, Bhashya first line. Ajam ekam atma tattvam iti sthitam. यत्र यही अपि कार्यकारण अभावः कारणकारणभावः कल्प्यते तेषां द्रव्यस्य अन्यस्य अन्याद् हेतु कारणं स्यात् न तु तस्यैव तत्. Like there is cause and effect seen in the world, but there is no cause and effect seen in that Aja, in that Brahma, because it is unborn. Nothing has come out from it. So if nothing has come out from it, then there cannot be any cause or any effect to it. So it can't have a cause, it can't have a effect. Like the snake on the rope, it cannot have a cause. How did it come? Where did it come? When did it go away? That snake does not have any cause because it is not there. Similarly, this sansar also, it is not proved. There is no cause. If we say, yeah, I am able to see the snake because of the darkness. So what is the darkness? Darkness here is ignorance. Because of the darkness only. See, to see the snake, what do you need? Tell me, all of you. I have unmuted you. Tell me, what do you need to see the snake on the rope?
Not presence of light.
If it is not there at all, then the snake
no,
won't be seen.
it will be not visible. If complete dark, no visible.
If it is
Snake not
complete
visible.
dark, it won't be visible. If there is complete light,
not visible.
the snake is not visible, the rope is visible.
Rope is visible.
What do you need to see the snake? What do you need? Semi-dark. Half light, half dark. Semi. So if full light is there, you'll see the rope.
Yes.
If full dark, there is no snake. So you have to have semi-darkness. Little bit of light, little bit of darkness. In that, the snake thrives. It lives. It causes fear. It causes anxiety. Similarly, here also, to see this whole world, what do we need? It's ignorance. So we are in this world, we are interacting with the sense of reality only because of this semi-darkness called ignorance. Till this ignorance is there, everything will seem real, everything will have its purpose, everything will will be affecting me. Till there is semi-darkness, till there is ignorance. So effect, will come later. First, what is there? First, that semi-darkness. Ignorance is the mother, and child is the unreality or the fear, you can say, from the snake. So unreal thing seems to be real now. And everything now seems to be very, very real because of that semi-darkness, because of that ignorance. So that is the cause. So we have to remove that cause. So yesterday only we had seen one shloka that was telling us that यावद् हेतु फलावेश 56 संसार तावदायतः क्षीणे हेतु फलावेशे संसारम न प्रपद्यते. When the hetu and phala, they are ksheen, they have gone, they have disappeared, then what will happen? 56, you see. Then yavat samyak darshanena hetu phalavesha na nivarte akshinaha sansara tavadayato dirgho bhavati. How to remove that? Through the jnana only, samyak darshan. Can you tell me why do we need jnana only? Why can't we do? See, these are all manan prakriyas. We have to think about all these things. And when somebody tells you also from the world that you can do puja part, why do you do so much of satsang? And why is jnana only required for removing ignorance? Tell me, what will be your answer? What will be your answer? We can do a lot of tapasya. We can do a lot of jap tap. We can do purascharan. We can do a lot of part. Naam, Sankirtan. Sankirtan, people say in Kali Yuga, Sankirtan will give us moksha. Is it possible? Fast. We don't have much time. I have to complete a lot today.
To change our notion,
To change our notion, what?
we have to listen to these shastras.
Why only Shastras? And why to change the notion? What will happen by changing the notion? And why can't we change the notion through japa or through upasana or through my murti puja? When I do my murti puja, that murti only, that Krishna will give me some enlightenment inside, and he will tell me that to do this, to not to do that. He will tell me.
No, no.
कर्म करने से प्राप्त होता तो चला भी जाएगा.
पर हाँ, ठीक है, आपने जो बोला कर्म करने से चला जाएगा, मैं यहाँ पे ये नहीं पूछ रही, मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि वही क्यों चाहिए. मतलब हम ज्ञान का ही, मतलब वो वाला आप समझ जाएंगे, वो चीज मैं जानना चाह रही हूँ कि क्यों हम ज्ञान की ही चाहते हैं मुक्ति के लिए.
अप्राप्त से प्राप्ति हो.
विवेक जागृत करने के लिए.
विवेक क्या है?
अपने स्वरूप को जानने.
विवेक किस रूप से? विवेक, व्हाट इज विवेक? विवेक किस रूप में आता है?
नित्य नित्य विवेक.
हाँ, नित्य नित्य विवेक जो है वो किस रूप में आता है? मतलब उसका मटेरियल कॉज उसका क्या है?
आत्मा अपना स्वरूप.
बुद्धि
Material
बुद्धि
cause. हाँ, बुद्धि. बुद्धि का
Yes.
बुद्धि किस चीज से बनी हुई है?
वृत्ति.
बुद्धि माइंड
हाँ, वृत्ति.
माइंड
वृत्ति, राइट, वृत्ति. तो जब वृत्ति के लेवल पर है तो हमें दूसरी वृत्ति चाहिए. जब अज्ञान वृत्ति के लेवल पर है, इग्नोरेंस के लेवल पर है, सॉरी, इग्नोरेंस जब वृत्ति के लेवल पर है तो हमें वृत्ति चाहिए. जैसे हमारा हेडेक ठीक करना हो अगर, तो हम लोग को वृत्ति ज्ञान से नहीं होगा. वहां पे हम लोग को क्योंकि उसका मटेरियल कॉज जो है वो है पंच महाभूत, तो हमको पंच महाभूत का मेडिसिन चाहिए. जो चीज का प्रॉब्लम है, प्रॉब्लम का जो मटेरियल कॉज है, प्रॉब्लम का जो एसेंस है, उसी तरह का ही हमको मेडिसिन चाहिए. तो जब प्रॉब्लम जो है वो अपंचीकृत पंचमहाभूत की बनी हुई है, तो हमको मेडिसिन भी अपंचीकृत पंचमहाभूत का ही चाहिए। ठीक है, जब हमको पंचीकृत पंचमहाभूत को क्योर करना है शरीर को, तो हमको पंचीकृत ही मेडिसिन चाहिए। इसीलिए हम हेडेक ठीक करने के लिए वृत्ति से बार बार बोलते रहे तुमको हेडेक नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा, वहां पे ज्ञान से नहीं होगा, वहां पे हमको मेडिसिन चाहिए। लूज मोशन हो रहा है, बीपी है, डायबिटीज है, ये सारी की सारी चीजें जहाँ पे पंचमहाभूत से रिलेटेड है, उसका मेडिसिन पंचमहाभूत ही होगा। सिमिलरली इफ I have a problem at the level of vritti, at the level of thought, then what will I need? I will need a medicine with the material cause of a panchikrit panchamahabhut only, and that is another vritti. And that is why I need gyan. And that is why if I do at the level of physical activities also, I am doing something, or I am changing something, or I am doing, but there can be another question here. You have to continuously question that when I am doing puja, when I am doing jap, at that time also I am catering to some of my vrittis only. Then what will be your answer? People will ask you, why do you need satsang? Why only satsang? अरे पूजा करो भाई, आप लोग मंदिर नहीं जाते हो, पूजा नहीं करते हो, जप नहीं करते हो, हमेशा जब देखो मेडिटेशन मेडिटेशन मेडिटेशन, सत्संग सत्संग सत्संग। ज्ञान बिना, कहा भी जाता है ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति ना होए। तो इस चीज को अगर प्रूव करना है हमें हर एंगल से हमको, दिस इज नॉट टू explain to others only, it is for us also that we have to be clear at our notional levels. तो तब जाके हमारा आंसर होगा जो योगेश जी ने बोला था कि कर्म जो है, कर्म से जो भी चीज प्राप्त होती है, कर्म करके, वो कर्म करके प्राप्त होने वाली चीज हमेशा लिमिटेड ही होगी। इट विल बी फॉर अ लिमिटेड टाइम, बिकॉज द fruit of action is limited. The instruments of actions are limited, so it will create limited fruit of action. जब हम उसको भी हम प्राप्त करेंगे कुछ करके, हम लोग कुछ बना रहे हैं, तो वो चली भी जाएगी। And this knowledge is also at the level of notion, like Lakhan ji said. That is notional. We have to correct a notion that by doing we do not create or do not have something only by creating. It is something to be removed. It is already there with us. It is not creation. Like Yogesh ji said, praptasya prapti. It is not apraptasya prapti. With karma, we do something to get something which I do not have. Like this mala, if it goes behind my neck like that, and I'm searching for my mala, that is praptasya prapti. And you say that your mala is on your neck only. This is praptasya prapti. It was already prapt, and then I am getting it. But if it is not there here at all, I have kept it somewhere else, and then I keep searching and I get it. That is apraptasya prapti. Moksha, liberation, is not that kind of prapti, that I do not have it at all, and then I'm getting it. Then if I get it, I'll lose it again. So that is why there is a probability of losing anything that is made by karma. So here we are not doing something to get something. It is at the level of notion that the ignorance has to be removed, that it is already with us. There is no need to get something, to get liberation. We are liberated, but we don't know. It is at the notional level. Is this clear to everybody? सबको ये बात एकदम क्लियर होनी चाहिए कि हमको ज्ञान ही क्यों चाहिए। अच्छा, if somebody says that in Bhagavatam it is said that through puja, through Krishna bhakti, you get liberated and Bhagwan gives liberation. Tell me, how is this? How will you make both the statements compatible? Because both the Shastras cannot be wrong. It is our understanding that we have to make them compatible. How will you make them compatible? दोनों चीजें अलग अलग नहीं है, दोनों चीजें एक ही बात बोल रही है, but हम reconcile कैसे करेंगे? How to reconcile both these statements? इधर बोल रहे हैं कि श्री कृष्ण भक्ति से मुक्ति प्राप्त होगी, वेदांत वाले कहते हैं, श्रुति भी कहती है कि विदाउट दिस ज्ञान मोक्ष इज नॉट पॉसिबल एंड ज्ञान इज द ओनली वे. टेल मी, इट्स वेरी सिंपल.
भक्ति के बाद ज्ञान आ ही जाता है.
हाँ, कैसे?
चित्त शुद्धि से.
हाँ, चित्त
पूरा-
शुद्धि से ज्ञान आ जाएगा, भगवान ही दे देंगे.
हाँ, पूरा समर्पण हो जाता है.
भगवान ही जब हैं, जब समर्पित हो जाएंगे तब भगवान ही कहीं ना कहीं से गुरु के थ्रू वो ज्ञान दिलवा देंगे.
हाँ,
गोपियों को दिलवाया, रामकृष्ण परमहंस को दिलवाया, सबको. टोटकाचार्य जी उनके पास में भी आ गया. हर व्यक्ति के पास में कोई ना कोई भगवान भक्ति होती है तो वो देखते ही हैं कि ये ज्ञान के थ्रू मिल जाए.
भक्ति भी एक
ज्ञान-
रास्ता है.
Yes, through bhakti, he gets that purity of mind. Through purity of mind, he has got the inquiry starts in his mind. Through inquiry, he gets Guru Upsatti. Through Guru Upsatti, he will go to the Guru, he'll get a Guru, and that Guru will tell him the Shastra Vedanta Vakyeshu. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasa Shraddha. And that naturally, because his mind is already has that amount of Shraddha in it, so he will have faith in the words of the teacher as well as Vedanta. So he will get Gyan. Through that Gyan, whatever residues were there of ignorance, those will be wiped off. Simple. So in this way, all this is reconciled by Chitta Shuddhi, by Vritti Gyan. All these statements are actually compatible. It's not that they are talking about different paths or there are 3 paths. Tell me, are there actually 3 paths? Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Gyan Yoga. Do you feel there are 3 different paths? In our personality only, there are these are 3 personalities, I feel. They're not paths. Because, and this we have to know, ultimately we'll be able to know, not initially. Initially we'll find, okay, I have to start doing Karma Yoga, but Karma Yoga slowly will lead. Without Bhakti Yoga, you can't do Karma Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga, the Parakashta of Bhakti Yoga is Jnana Yoga only. So it all leads to Jnana Yoga only. From all the 3, well, like it is like reaching a destination from 3 different places. Only that much. So similarly here also we have to understand this, that Samyak Darshanena Hetu Phalavesha, when this Samyak Darshan happens, 56th shlok, then this Kshine Hetu Phalavesha Sansaram Na Prapadyate. Until this Samyak Darshan happens, we will continue to feel, we will continue to get affected by the reality of the unreal sansar. And we will be buffeting up and down like on the waves of the ocean, continuously up and down. If we have made our seats on the waves, naturally we'll be going up and down. That is always in a momentum. It is never still or stable. It will always move. So it is better that we try to change our seat from the angle of this Gyan only. So when this Gyan happens, this cause and effect relationship is broken because you're not able to find a cause. And when there is no cause, say like when I tell you that that person is, let us take a good example only. That person is a very philanthropic person. He's a very good person. He's a very philanthropic person at heart. What will be your question? Why? Why are you saying this? Give me some example. Or he has done something, or you have heard from somebody. You want to hear more. That what is the cause behind my statement? Why am I tagging him or labeling him as a philanthropic person or a good person? So I need to give a cause. If I can give you a cause, then that statement proves right. It is authentic. But if I'm not able to give you a right cause, then you will say that, oh, that's okay, that must be your notion. Let us give him some more time. Let him prove his this authenticity. Let him prove that he's really philanthropic. We'll go sometime to him to ask for donation. Let's see what he does. We will just park it because I'm saying that. Because there is no real cause that I could give you. Similarly, if I'm not able to give any cause in this to the objects in this world, then how can you prove the reality of this? It is not real. So here it is just cutting the nexus, the link between the cause and effect. What is this Gyan doing? It is just cutting the nexus. When the nexus is cut, when the link is cut, then the reality in that object is broken. It is shattered. And slowly, it will take time, but continuously, if we keep on reiterating the same things again and again, the impression becomes very deep and very strong. Then when we go into sansar, what does meditation do? Meditation just gives you more and more of impression. When we were doing chanting also in the morning, when you all were doing chanting, again and again, you are taking the impressions again and again. It is like throwing cement on the wall again and again to make it more concrete. So the more are the impressions, because we have Dehabhiman so much, Dehadhyas so much at present, that it is difficult to conceive these ideas, to take the impressions, and when we are interacting in the world at that time, to bring this gyan, to bring this knowledge on the surface becomes a little bit challenging. That's what I feel with myself. Though the intellectual gyan is there, but when it comes to interaction at the interactive level, vyavharik level, it takes time to surface. It is deep inside. But when the impression is very deep, like I am a woman, I am a brahmacharini, these impressions are so deep that wherever I go, I carry as if this impression, like I carry my clothes, like I carry my body. Similarly, I carry these impressions very easily. Similarly, for a jnani, this impression that this sansar is unreal, I am ajam, ekam, nityam, these impressions are very strong. It cannot be wiped out. Even if the sansar is going through a lot of turmoil, lot of ups and downs, upheavals, still he will know that he is not changing at all. He is that same unchanging Brahman, shining in his glory, brilliantly shining in his own glory. He does not need anything from outside to illuminate himself. Even if the whole world goes into pralay, still his entity won't go into pralay. He will continue to exist because the pralay is also existing because of his entity. Look at his vision. So here, only due to this gyan, what happens? The link is cut. Now because there is no cause, the hetu also becomes as if questionable. So it is also as if a ghost there without any cause. So what is a ghost? A ghost is something that does not have a right cause, and that is why it is the fear also is created. Everything is created by the ignorance of the post. It is not a ghost actually. The post is not seen properly, and it is creating an image of that ghost. Ignorance, due to ignorance. When I know that is an object, when I throw light of this knowledge, then that thing will be seen and there is no ghost there. The ghost disappears. Then my mind will question, where did the ghost disappear? suddenly. It was there. I'll call everybody. I had seen a ghost here, but there was nothing. It was a post. So we had seen this 57th also. Samritya jayate sarvam shashvatam nasti tena vai. Samritya means what? Avidya. By this, please remember this word. By avidya, everything jayate sarvam. So through ignorance only everything is born. This body is also born through ignorance. If you see, this body is not born only. Because what is the hetu of the body? The karma. And how will you do karma? With another body. So this body is also not born. Similarly, anything in this world that cannot be born. Shashvatam nasti, sarvam shashvatam nasti, tena vai. Nothing is shashvatam here. Nothing is permanent, nothing is real, nothing is eternal. Sad bhave nahi, ajam sarvam uchchedah, tena nasti vai. From that absolute point of view, all is what? Sarvam, he ajam. Everything is ajam only. So everything is that aja only. And that is why Narsimha Bhagwan did not have to go into that pillar to get born as Narsimha Bhagwan. He was already there. He is ajam. He is everywhere. Ajam sarvam. Okay. Tena nasti vai means nothing is born. So how can it destroy? We are so affected by the destruction of this sansar, or by the destruction of some things, or some bereavement, or some project not being as per our desire. Many things are there. So when we get these challenges in our mind, we should try to think that it was not born, it is not there at all. It is not there. So destruction is also not possible. How will it get destructed? Destruction is not possible at all. This is what Subhadra said, that if I tell you, so when Bhagwan Shri Krishna asked her, are you sad? Said, no, he is not mine. He is yours. Who? Abhimanyu. About Abhimanyu, she said, that he is your son. I never took him to be my son. He is your son, and you are the one to use him as your instrument. So whether he's born or not born, whether he's there or not there, whether he's alive or dead, doesn't matter much, because he's yours. This should be a real devotee's thinking, attitude towards the sansar. And then only we can be established in this knowledge. It is very difficult, but it is doable. We can do it. It is not completely something that cannot be done at all, because many have done that. So this was our first 57. 58th also we had seen. Dharmaya iti jayante, jayante tena tatvatah. All these things that have been born, they are born by samvriti, by ignorance only. And they are not born actually. They are not there actually. Everything is like a shadow only here. Shadow is not real. Janma mayopamam tesham sacha maya na vidyate. They are born from Maya. And who is that Maya? Maya is not there at all. Maya na vidyate. And here I had made you underline this word, this sentence given by Bhagwan Bhashikar, a nice definition. Maya iti avidyamanasya akhya iti akhyetya abhiprayah. That word is one word only, abhiprayah. Maya is what? That is not there. That is called Maya. So till here we had seen yesterday. Let us go ahead now. 59th shlok we had read already. So example is given. Whatever was said in the 58th shlok, now example is given to prove that. Yatha maya maya bija, that beej which is not existing at all, maya maya beej is something called maya maya beej. That beej that is made up of maya, that is not there, which is not existing. Bijat, maya mayat bijat, jayate tanmayo ankuraha, mayamay ankur comes. From that mayamay ankur, mayamay beej, mayamay ankur comes out. Ankur means a sprout. Mayamay sprout comes out. Nasau nityaha, na cha uchchedi, tadvat dharmeshu yojana. That ankur is neither nitya nor it can be destroyed. Neither that Ankur, because it is Mayamay, it is not there. It is seen, but it is not there. So how will you destroy it? The sprout, we like to eat sprouts in the morning, but that sprout, the seed is not there. It is Mayamay. You want to boil it and eat, you want to mix it like salad and eat, but it's not there at all. So how will you eat it? So this is what is said here. That Ankur is neither Nitya, na asau Nityaha, na cha Uchchedi. Uchchedi means because it is not there, it won't be destroyed also. Simple. Tadvat dharmeshu yojana. This should be this logic should be put in all the objects of the world. That means through this vision only, through this principle only, all the objects of the world also should be seen that they are there, Mayamay, and Mayamay things cannot be destroyed. Why Mayamay things cannot be destroyed? Because it is not there. 59th. Katham mayopavam tesham dharmanam janma iti ahaha. How that janma of the things which are Mayik are possible. यथा मायामयाद आम्रादि बीजात जायते तन्मयो मायामय अंकुरः न असौ अंकुरः नित्य न चोच्छेति विनाशी. That seed which is mayamay, yatha mayamayad amradi bijat, he is given the bij of the mango seed. He is saying that like the mango seed is mayamay, and then from that cause बीजात जायते तन्मयः. Tanmaya means mayamayaha. Tanmaya means mayamaya ankurah. Mayamaya fruit will come. Mayamaya ankur sprout will come. Na asau ankura nityah. So this fruit is not nitya. It is not that something is there actually. It is just seen. It is not there. It is mayamaya nityah. Na chochedi vinashi. Chochedi cha uchchedi. Uchchedi means vinashi. So you cannot destroy it. It cannot get destroyed. Why? Because it is not there. When did the snake disappear? When did it destroy? Who killed the snake? Was it taken out or was it beaten to death? What happened to the snake on the rope? This is like that. All these questions resemble this thing. Na cha uchchedi vinashi vabhut. Vabhut. Now see, please see Tippani number 7. Abhutatvat means asad rupatvat. Va abhutatvat, here abhutatvat means asat rupatvat. That means it is not there, it is asat roop only. Tatvad vad eva dharmeshu janma nashadi yojana yuktihi. So everything here is asat only. Everything is seen, but it is not there actually. It is all mayamay, so it cannot be destroyed. Actually, it is not there. So what will it destroy? How will it get destroyed? Natu, now please underline this last sentence. Natu parmarthatah dharmanam janma nasho va yujyate ityartha. From absolute level of Jeev and Jagat, etc., neither there is birth, nor there is death, nor there is any destruction. So here, one new point has been given to us, that death is also not there. Understood? Even the death is not there because birth is not there. This is one new point here. Nacha uchchedi tadvad dharmeshu yojana. So death is also not true. Why? Because birth is not true. So death is also not true. There is no body, so whose death will be there? So it is not talking of Atma here, okay? So natu parmarthatah dharmanam janma nasha va yujyate ityartha. From that absolute level, there is no Jeev Jagat birth, no Jeev Jagat nash, etc. Death is also not there. So it is, what is it? It is just a figment of Maya. It is not there. It is just seen. It is seen in its absence and it is not there. All these things, because of these things only, this Karika is very popular among sannyasis. Very, very popular. Okay, now let us come to the 60th shlok. We had read it. Na ajeshu sarvadharmeshu shashvata ashashvatabhida. In that all beings, that Atma is there. Yes. In na ajeshu sarvadharmeshu shashvat ashashvatabhida. Abhida means what? Name. So abhida means, can you say that Atma is shashvat or ashashvat? So shashvat is with respect to ashashvat only. So you cannot differentiate between shashvat and ashashvat. Na ajeshu sarvadharmeshu, in all the beings that Atma is there. And so can you say that Atma is Shashvat or Ashashvat? Because you are relating that Atma with that objects also. So Shashvat, Ashashvat Vibhag is not there here. Permanent and temporary Vibhag, because everything is Atma only. Yatra Varnana Vartante Vivekas Tatra Nochyate. There are no words in Atma. Varnaha means words. So there are no words in that Atma. So Vartante Vivekas Tatra. Nochyate, there Vivek is also not there. As Anitya, not there. So Vivek is also not there. So it is. So there is no words, no Vivek. It is not Shashvat, neither Ashashvat, because it is Aj Sarvadharmeshu. It is going through all. This Atma is going through everything. It will be clear when we read the Bhashya. Let us read. Parmarthataha tu Atmasvajeshu. Atmasu Ajeshu. How will you break this? Parmarthataha tu Atmasu Ajeshu. Parmartha from that absolute point of view, or from the in that unborn self, that in all Ajeshu, in all self that is unborn, what happens? Nityaihi. Nitya ek rasa vigyapti matra sattakeshu. Nitya, it is Nitya. Please see Tippani number 6. Nityeti. Nityeti means what? Utpatyadi shunya ityartha. There is no utpatti there. There is no utpatti there. So it is what? Nityeti. Nitya ek rasa. So 7th Tippani ek rasa, devoid of Nissamanya Vishesha Ityartha. It is devoid of Samanya and Vishesh. What is Samanya and what is Vishesh? Samanya means Anekeshu Ekaha. What is common in many things, that is Samanya. And Vishesh means what? Vishesh means Ekaha Anekeshu. Whatever is special in something, that is not there in others. That is called Vishesh. So Atma does not have something called Samanya, neither it has got something called Vishesh. This is called Ekarasa. Vigyapti Matra. Vigyapti Matra means it is just consciousness. It is just consciousness. Matra Satta Keshu. It is the entity with consciousness, which is consciousness. It does not have a triputi of knower, known and knowledge difference. Shashvata, ashashvata iti va na abhidha. Abhidhanam here means name. So shashvat, ashashvat, you cannot differentiate it between shashvat and ashashvat, real, unreal, eternal, anitya, like that. No shabd, na abhidhanam pravartate ityartha means no shabd, no name like shashvat or ashashvat can be given to it also. Is this line clear? It is explaining the first line. Again, from that from that Paramat absolute point of view, now Jeshu Sarvadharmeshu, it cannot be said that it is Shashvat also or Shashvat also. Why? We say Shashvat means what? Eternal. And Ashashvat means what? Temporary. So you cannot say, when we say temporary, it is with respect to permanent. When we say something is permanent, it is with respect to temporary. Like, how to tell you how? Let us give some examples. Like, when we say that this house is 50 years old, 50 years old. So we are comparing it with the time zone, with the time that it is 50 years old. So it has got to go a long way now. So similarly here, there is no time zone here in which we can compare this Atma telling that it is for a long time or for a short time, it is for eternity. There is no time is due to Atma. So how are we going to describe that Atma in time? It is not possible. Time is seen on the Atma substratum called Atma. So time comes later on. Time proves itself by the support of that Atma. Like the torch battery. The torch battery, the torch cannot see its battery. The torch cannot light its own battery. So similarly here, Shashwat, Ashashwat are time related, time zonal. So when the time itself is proved by Atma, how can time prove Atma? It is not able to prove Atma. Did you get this? So Shashwat and Ashashwat, they are both with respect to each other, with the time perspective. So when the time itself is not there, how can we say that this Atma is eternal? Like I told you about all the words in Vedanta that are describing Brahma, they are actually pointers, they are indicators, they are not abhidhanam. They are not some gross word that is describing. Brahma's name is not Brahma actually. What? Atma's name is not Atma actually. Because again, if we give that name Atma or we give it a name called Brahma, then Abrahma it is not there. Where will Abrahma go? So Brahma is just a pointer telling us that it is very big. Atma is from the perspective of Vyashti level. Same Brahma. So all these are actually indicators, all these are pointers that are telling us about the nature of that Atma, Brahma. So that is why here it is said, everything in all beings that Atma is there, na ajeshu sadharmeshu, shashvat, ashashvata vida. You cannot differentiate it by saying that it is shashvat or it is ashashvat. And next line says, Yatra Varna. Next line, let us go to the Bhashya. Yatra Yeshu Varnyante, Yehi Artha Te Varnaha. He is describing what is Varna. Bhagwan Bhashyaka, sometimes he becomes a teacher of kindergarten. Yatra means Yeshu. Yeshu means Dharmeshu, wherever all those dharma of that objects. Varnyante. Varnyante means Yehi arthaha te varnaha, by which something is described, that is called varna. By which that means the words. Shabdaha na pravartante, where the shabd cannot go. Na datta chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, no manaha, na vidma, na vijani. This is the thing. So yatra varnyante, yahi arthaha te varnaha shabda na pravartante, abhidhatum prakashayitum na pravartante ityartha, which is not capable of illuminating that Brahma. Those words are not able to illuminate that Brahma. Ityartha, this is that artha. Idam eva miti vivekaha. Vivek means what? Idam eva iti. This is like this. This is called vivekaha. Vivekaha. This is like that. This is like this. Vivekaha means to differentiate between Shashvat and Ashashvat, temporary and absolute. Nitya, Nitya, Vivek, etc. Viviktata, Tatra, Nitya, Anitya iti na uchyate. So where Nitya, Anitya is not said, this is temporary, this is a permanent, this na iti na uchyate. It cannot be said like that. What? This Brahma. It cannot be said like it is permanent or it is impermanent. Arey, I thought it was permanent, Shashwat. It is for eternity. No, again, when the time comes, when the element of time has emerged, only then you can call it Shashwat, isn't it? Just lift your mind a little bit up, then this will be clear. What is the word eternal? Eternal means that we have made the time actual, isn't it? When we are saying Atma is for eternity, that means time has become important. But time is due to that Atma. When time exists due to that Atma only, then how can you say that that Atma is Shashvat or eternal? Because the time only is existing due to Atma. So if we remove time and then you see that Atma, then the Shashvat Ashashvat words will go away, that it is temporary or that it is eternal. So from that point of view, Karikakar is saying that you cannot call that Brahma Shashvat or Ashashvat also. And you cannot put that thing in words also. So here, yato vacho nivartante. He has given this from where the words come back. The words cannot illuminate it. So here he is saying it is not Shashvat also, it is not neither Shashvat nor Ashashvat. Vivek also cannot be done. Vivekas tatra nochyate. And Varnaha na vartante. Their words also cannot describe it. I hope this is clear. It will be clear if you think it from the absolute point of view. It is not difficult because words, time, space, Shabd Sparsh, Roop, Ras, Gat, all the five are all at the level of Anatma. And this Anatma gets support or existence from that Atma only. So whatever we are describing, that they are all pointers, they are indicators only for us to understand. It is not the actual description, it is not an adjective. Brahma, when I make it absolute or eternal, it will become an adjective. It is a noun. Is this clear? It is a noun. Don't make it an adjective. Very big, like we say, very big tree. So Brahma becomes an adjective when we say it is eternal. This we are indicating that Brahma will now indicate some object called Brahma. That is very big. Like we say big tree, big mountain, big river. So it is not something big. It is big, just a noun. I like all your expressions. Let us come to the 61st law. I wanted to complete till 64 today. Let us go fast. यथा स्वप्ने द्वयाभासं चित्तं चलति मायया तथा जाग्रद्वयाभासं चित्तं चलति मायया यथा स्वप्ने द्वयाभासं चित्तं चलति मायया तथा जाग्रद्वयाभासं चित्तं चलति मायया. Let us read the 62nd also. अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं चित्तं स्वप्नेन संशयः अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं तथा जाग्रन्न संशयः अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं चित्तं स्वप्नेन संशयः अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं तथा जाग्रन्न संशयः. This one, this 61st shloka, remember in Advait Prakaran also something was reflected like this only. Yatha swapne dvayabhasam chittam chalati maya. As in the dream, movement is due to the maya only. Yatha swapne dvayabhasam. Dvayabhasam, duality is seen. Where? In the swapna. Chittam chalati maya. Because of the chit chalati, movement of the chit. Due to what? Maya. Tritiya. Due to the maya only. So as I am able to see movement in the dream due to the movement of the chitta due to maya. Similarly, tatha. Jagrat Dvayabhasam. What is it saying? This in the swapna it is very easy to understand. But the moment it has to be applied in the waking state. Then the problem starts. Jagrat Dvayabhasam Chittam Chalati Mayaya. Everything, the movement is of the chitta only that I am seeing, able to see all the differences in names and forms. Everything is seen due to the chitta chalati only. Chittam chalati, and that is due to Maya only. Please see shlok number 30, page number 174. Page number 174. Got it? See, the same thing has been reflected here. Advayam cha dvaya abhasam mana swapnena samshayah. Advayam cha dvaya abhasam tatha jagranna samshayah. Same thing. He has repeated it again. So use logic to think whole world is a thought only. Please come back. And now here in the 62nd shlok also, let us see the meaning. Advayam cha. This meaning is clear. The 61st shlok. Like in the dream, the movement is seen. Movement is seen due to the movement, the duality of the chitta mind, and that duality is due to Maya. Similarly, that has to be applied in the waking state also. In the waking state also, the whole if the whole world of objects are seen due to the movement of that mind. Spandanam matra, spandanam eva, manaspandanam. It is only the it is so easy to say like that. Spandan matra only. The world is spandan matra. Advayam cha dvayabhasam. Chittam swapnena samshayah. So here we will start with Advayam chittam. Chittam you bring in the front. Advayam chittam. That chitta, that consciousness, that is Advay. Advayam chittam. Cha. Dvayabhasam appears as two. When swapne you add the pratiyate there. Swapne pratiyate, in the swapna, it is appearing as two. Dvayabhasam. Na samshayah. And I am doubtless about it, that it is real. It is appearing. Everything is appearing as that same consciousness is appearing as different things in the dream. After I get up, I know about it. There is no doubt about it. Then next line. Advayam cha dvayabhasam tatha jagranna samshaya. Similarly, Advayam cha dvayabhasam, that same consciousness appears as two in that waking state also. Na samshaya, there is no doubt about it. That in the waking state also, the same one consciousness is only appearing as many. Let us see the one line bhashyam, 61st and 62nd. Yat punaha vag gocharatvam parmarthatah advayasya vijnanamatrasya. Yat punaha again vag gocharatvam, that which the perception by the words. Vagocharatvam, perception. Parmarthatah advayasya, that which was parmartha has become object of speech now. That which was parmartha, which could not be vagochar, has become vagochar now. Through the words, I have limited it through the words. I can say Vijnana matrasya tan manasah, that is now the object of the mind. Vijnana matrasya now has become the object of the mind. Spandana matram na parmarthatati. And it is not real. It is what? It is spandan matra only. It is the spandan. It is the movement of the chitta, movement of the mind only. Uktartha shloka. I have already said it before. I've already told it before. So Bhagwan Bhashikar does not waste time on this. So he is saying that all this is one consciousness only, appearing as different, like in the, he has compared the swapna and the Jagrat Avastha. The time is over. Tomorrow we'll see from the 63rd shlok. Please revise, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi.